Today we are going to be looking at graphical user interfaces, namely Windows. We are going to look at the benefits and limiting features of GUI such as Windows. We have covered some of the history of graphical interfaces in some past videos. We know that the first look at a GUI was in 1968 with Douglas Engelbart's mother of all demos. This demo hinted at what was to come and the benefits we end users would see. Let's dive into the benefits of graphical user interfaces. Windowed environments allow for ease of multitasking. Yes, I know there are going to be some Linux and Unix users that will make the argument that you can multitask in a command line environment as well. They are right, you can, but we are not talking about the same end users. Windowed environments allow users to have multiple applications open, letting you work on multiple documents or have windows with research resources open as well as the document you are working on, all visible on one or multiple screens. Ease of use with consistent symbology. This allows the user to easily understand and navigate applications from different vendors without having to learn and relearn the user interface. Along with consistent symbology, you have the use of consistent or harmonized visual styles and themes. Again, this allows the user to have a similar look and feel between applications, reducing the stress of learning and visual fatigue. Sticking with the idea of consistent user experience, we have consistent application menus and function. This has gone under some changes with the introduction of mobile devices. The desktop interface for several applications changed from the classic file, edit, view, menus, to the Microsoft ribbon. While this wasn't well received on launch, it has been adopted by wider industry as a whole, mainly due to the pervasive use of handheld touch devices and the ribbon experience being far more touch-friendly than the old mouse-centric menu system. The final benefit I am going to cover is from the perspective of the developer. The advent of a windowed graphical user interface has allowed developers to take advantage of a user interface framework that is built into the base operating system, making it easier to develop line-of-business applications, keeping the touch and feel for end users consistent. Well, now that we have covered all the warm and fuzzies for windowed-based graphical user interfaces, let's look at the limiting features. And we will start where we left off. Development. By building an application with the framework offered by the base operating system, you limit the ingenuity and creativity of the developer. We can see this with the user interfaces that are developed in the gaming industries. Some of these are well designed and allow extremely intuitive control of the game environment. These limits are also in place for customization. There are some clear and well-defined fences for customizing your experience in Microsoft Windows. As Windows has evolved, there has been an increase to the amount you can customize within the operating system. But there are some customizations that you can't do without some hacking of Windows, like changing the icon of the Start menu or the login screen. All Windows environments come at a cost. The cost of compute resources. Linux has made some great strides in building some really good interfaces that are very resource efficient, but they are not as efficient as the command line. The increased use of resources also cause performance issues. No matter how powerful your rig is, you will still lose performance with the latest fancy interface. The latest hardware is powerful enough that most users don't notice the impact. We also have compatibility issues between versions of the user interface framework. An application built for Windows 95-98 doesn't play well in newer versions of Windows. There are more reasons than the GUI framework, but we are not talking about that here. This is also noticeable in Linux, where the interface was built on an older version of KDE or GNOME. Well, that is all we have time for. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation.